Today, I want to take a quick trip that moves us from revelation, what God has spoken into our heart, to realization, what actually manifests in your life. You see, faith always sees the finish line, not just the first step. The writer of Hebrews says in chapter 11, now faith is the confidence in what we hope for and the assurance about what we do not see. That's an NIV version of that verse. Faith is not just believing that God can do something, it's living as if he's already done so. Seeing your vision as complete is a way of aligning your spiritual sight with how God sees this situation. We don't align our sight with present reality. We align our sight, our spiritual sight, with God's perspective. So make that shift if necessary in your life. God declares the end from the beginning. That's unusual. He tells you what it's going to wind up being, and then you come back to the beginning and work through the process. Prophetic utterances into your life will often tell you the end of a thing, and you're at the beginning of it. Isaiah 46:10 says, I make known the end from the beginning, from ancient times what is still to come. I say, my purpose will stand, and I will do all that I please. God says you can count on it. The vision he gave you, you can count on. When he gives you a vision, whether it's for ministry, family, some other purpose, or for growth, he's not guessing. He's already seen the fulfillment. And as believers, we're invited to live out that vision in faith, walking toward the future that God has already finished. I'm excited today about this. You speak and see as it's done while trusting in God's timing. See, remember Abraham. He was called the father of many nations before he ever had a child. And we often call to speak and believe in the completion of something before we see it physically. Yeah, see, Romans 4:17 says God calls beings that were not. God calls into being that which was not. What's not present, he brings it into the present. This is not denial. This is spiritual sight. You see your vision as complete, and seeing your vision as complete doesn't mean you deny the challenge. It means choosing to see God's promises as more real than your circumstances or your problems. It's a shift from temporary thinking to eternal perspective. Listen, you pray from a place of victory, not defeat. You thank God in advance for what he's bringing to completion. We are seated with him, so we do our ministry, our praying, our believing from being seated with him in heavenly places. See your vision as fulfilled. It's not by your power, but it's by his. And then, of course, you act in faith. That's what we do. And we make decisions today that align with where God is leading us tomorrow. Abraham saw stars and he visualized children. A woman visualized the touch of the hem of his garment and saw healing. Jesus saw the resurrection and ascension. He didn't see the cross and the grave. He looked beyond for the joy that was set before him. He endured the cross. Yeah, that's what we do. That's how we do. And we move from revelation to realization. I want you to do that in your own journey today. Let's move from the revelation of what God is saying to the realization of what he's promised. Use your faith, make it active. It's not denial. Just keep believing what God said is coming to pass and believe it as though it has already been done, because in his mind, he sees the end of it. He's created the end of it before he even started on the beginning. It's odd, but it works. That's his plan. Have a great day. Remember, no one succeeds alone, and we will talk again soon.